So the situation has come where this Prospero is little bit afraid of the condition of these mariners. He was very much in tension, thinking about the fate of those mariners and his brother Antonio and other passengers on the ship. But Ariel, though extremely wicked in nature, did not harm any of them. Not a single soul was disturbed. But they were utterly terrified. Further, they were sent to different directions so that they should not join together and cause further trouble. So everything is done according to order, according to the advice and decree of Prospero. And Ariel is doing all these things according to the order of the master, only to get released from his slavery. The slavery he is doing uh, under Prospero, that he will get released from that very situation, and further he can enjoy a free life later. He can have rebirth or salvation. Now, the plot is very beautifully poised, properly poised, and the situation is going to be very, very interesting, as this young fellow Ferdinand is surely going to fall in love with Miranda, and it is predetermined, it is intentionally done by Prospero. So here we go, we will go through the text. I want you to write down the things I have displayed on the screen, because in January I would like to take the copies, and I want to see what you have written by seeing these live online videos. So here you go. Prospero, my babe spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil would not infect his reason. My brave spirit Ariel, tell me who was in the boat, who was so firm, means confident, so constant, brave, and for those characteristics that this coil would not infect his reason, that this storm, this terrible storm, did not disturb his courage. Was there anyone like that? Answer is no. So was there anyone who was so confident, brave, that the storm did not disturb him at all? Ariel, not a soul. There was not a single one who was so powerful, but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. They behaved like as if they were favorites. They were having extreme fever, and they played some tricks. They performed a few acts of desperation. So they were desperately trying to escape the ship and to survive that extreme storm. They were behaving like mad fellows, running here and there. But all but mariners plunged in the foaming wine. All the mariners, all the passengers, they jumped into the wavy sea. Foaming brine means the wavy sea, and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me. Then I fired and burnt everything. The king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, his hair was straight. His hair became straight out of fear. Then like reeds, and those hairs was lying, looking like long grass, not hair. He was so afraid. A young fellow, extremely afraid. Hopefully, this was his first voyage, and he may not take another voyage in his life. Was the first man to leave. He was the first fellow. Out of fear, he jumped, shouted, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here." The hell is empty, and all the devils are here, disturbing the ship. He was so afraid that he was the first one to leave the boat. He jumped out. Why, that's my spirit. Oh, that's well done, my spirit. But was not this knee sore? Did not this happen near the shore? Ariel, close by my master. That happened nearby my master. Prospero. But are they, Ariel, safe? Are all the passengers safe and secure? Ariel, not a hair perished. Not a single one got disturbed. Not a single one died. Not a hair got disturbed. On their sustaining garment, not a blemish. The clothes they were wearing did not get a single strain or mark. It was so nicely poised and balanced. But fresher than before, the clothes looked better than before, since the clothes got washed in the sea. And as you badest me, as you ordered me, in troops I have dispersed them. I divided them into groups about the isle. So I divided them into groups, the passengers, around the island, this island where Prospero lives. The king's son have I landed by himself. So I kept him ashore, whom I left cooling off the air with sigh, and he was crying badly and he was sighing. After getting drowned and after coming back to this island, in an odd angle of isle, I kept him in an isolated place in that island. And sitting, his arm in his sad knot, he was keeping his both hands on his chins, and he was crying bitterly, since he got entirely separated from his teammates. Prospero. Of the king's ship, what happened to the king's ship? The mariners say how you have disposed of the king's ship. The mariners say how have you have disposed. How did you dispose the ship of the king and all the rest of the fleet? And what happened to the other people in the fleet, in the ship? Ariel. Safely in harbor. The ship is kept in the harbor. Is the king's ship. In the deep nook, in the deep corner where once you called me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermuthes, that means Bermudas. There she is hid. Once Prospero asked Ariel to bring the dew from the caves, and he has kept the ship in that very direction. It is very unusual place for a ship to be in, but there is no harm. In the deep nook where once you called me up in midnight to fetch dew. Once Prospero called him to fetch dew, and in that very nook the ship is kept from the still vexed Bermuthes. The place is Bermuda, and there she is hid. She means here the ship, an example of personification, and the ship is hidden there. So there is nothing to worry. So up to this today.